Ведь многие родители через своих детей начали изучать дзюдо с самых азов и белого пояса. И сегодня 78 семей из разных регионов России приехали в Екатеринбург, чтобы поддержать сборные команды Европы. На чемпионат приехали представители 21 страны. Это рекордный показатель для командного чемпионата Европы. Соревнования пройдут в формате смешанных команд. На татами выйдут 6 человек с каждой страны, 3 мужчины и 3 женщины. Екатеринбург выбран не случайно. В этом городе любят дзюдо и занимаются им уже много лет. Сплоченные коллективы и сильный тренерский состав. У города большой опыт в организации соревнований. В марте 2018 года на татами Дворца спорта «Уралочка» с блеском прошел большой шлем по дзюдо. Международный олимпийский комитет включил смешанные командные соревнования по дзюдо как новую дисциплину в программу летних Олимпийских игр в Токио 2020. Сегодняшний день войдет в историю дзюдо.
Ekaterinburg, the capital of martial arts, is welcoming the European Judo Team Championship, proudly supported by the Russian Copper Company.
Екатеринбург, столица единоборств, встречает командный чемпионат Европы по дзюдо при поддержке русской медной компании. Первый в истории дзюдо чемпионат Европы среди смешанных команд. Общая победа складывается из победы каждого. Первый в истории дзюдо чемпионат Европы среди национальных команд. Это соперники на татами, но за пределами татами это одна команда.
This is the first European championship among national teams in the history of judo. They are rivals on the tatami, yet outside the tatami, they are one team. Judo is more than a sport. Judo is for everyone. Judo is a family.
Дзюдо больше, чем спорт. Дзюдо для всех. Дзюдо – это семья.
Ekaterinburg, with the support of the Russian Copper Company, is proudly welcoming the participants of the European Judo Team Championship.
Сегодня, 18 июля 2018 года, столица единоборств, город Екатеринбург, при поддержке русской медной компании приветствует участников командного чемпионата Европы по дзюдо.
team, Judo Championships, Ekaterinburg 2018.
Начинаем торжественную церемонию открытия командного чемпионата Европы по дзюдо при поддержке русской медной компании в Екатеринбурге, июль 2018 года.
Dear spectators, to read the welcome address of the President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin, we invite the Governor of Sverdlovsk region, Mr. Evgeny Kuybashev.
Для прочтения приветственного слова президента Российской Федерации Владимира Владимировича Путина на сцену приглашается губернатор Свердловской области Евгений Владимирович Куйбашев.
Организатором чемпионата Европы по дзюдо среди смешанных национальных сборных команд. Дорогие друзья, приветствую вас в Екатеринбурге и поздравляю с открытием первого в истории чемпионата Европы по дзюдо среди смешанных национальных сборных команд. Подчеркну, что совсем недавно этот вид соревнований решением МОК был включен в программу летних Олимпийских игр 2020 года в Токио. И потому для нашей страны принимать турнир такого уровня и масштаба – это огромная честь и большая ответственность. Вижу в этом признании выдающихся достижений российских единоборств, их значимого вклада в развитие лучших традиций дзюдо, продвижение его идеалов и ценностей. Уверен, что нынешний чемпионат пройдет достойно, будет содействовать укреплению международных гуманитарных связей, профессиональных и дружеских контактов. Желаю участникам ярких, красивых побед, а гостям состязаний самых добрых и незабываемых впечатлений. Конец старта.
To open the Russian Copper Company European Judo Championships. Now we invite the President of European Judo Union, Mr. Sergey Соломейчик.
Для открытия командного чемпионата Европы по дзюдо при поддержке русской медной компании на сцену приглашается президент Европейского союза дзюдо Сергей Игоревич Соломейчик.
При поддержке русской медной компании объявляется открытым.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Russian Federation.
Звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации. Прошу всех встать.
Dear friends, the opening ceremony is over now. Thank you very much, our officials. Soon we'll start the final block.
На этом торжественная церемония открытия завершена, и через несколько минут нас ждут финальные поединки. Финалом торжественной церемонии будет звучать ода к радости Людвига ван Бетховена. Это европейский гимн Союза.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to Ekaterinburg for the final block of the European Mixed Team Championship sponsored by the Russia Copper Company. Well, 3 matches that we've got to bring you, the 2 bronze medal matches and the final, the gold medal match. Let's start by taking a look at the first of those bronze medal matches, the Ukraine against France. The second will be Azerbaijan and host Russia. The final is the Netherlands and Germany. The 2 teams are about to come out for the first of the bronze medal matches, and just look at the makeup. For Ukraine, Maria Skora, Hervoth Manukian, Irina Kirishashkeva, Vitaly Shepel, Yelisaveta Kalanina and Alexander Gordienko. I know there was some discussion about whether Kalanina would take part or Tarasova. That was a toss-up that the coaches had to work out over. The rest was pretty much set, but they've gone for Kalanina because she'll be up against the young French heavyweight, and I think that that's the better matchup. Anyway, the French team: Autumn Pavia, Julien Larocca, Melissa Helene, Ibrahim Keita, Julia Tolofua and Messi Katanga. Now, the reason that there's a little bit of a focus on the heavyweights is the way that it works is if you get to 4, it's 6 contests, and if you get to 4 and you win 4, that's it. So the first team to 4 wins. So if the French are strong at the front end with Pavia, Larocca, Helene and Keita, you won't have to worry about Tolofua and Katanga. And it's the back end where Ukraine have shown some strength. In Kalanina, I think she'll win out over Tolofua, and Gordienko also think that he'll win out over Katanga. So the front end of the Ukraine lineup has got to keep them in the contest, and this quartet, this first 4, are not the strongest that the Ukraine could have sent. Anyway, that's who's here. They're going to have to face, first of all, Maria Skora will face Autumn Pavia. It'll be Hervoth Manukian against Julien Larocca, Irina Kirishasheva against Melissa Helene, Vitaly Shepel against Ibrahim Keita, Yelisaveta Kalanina against Julia Tolofua, Alexander Gordienko against Messi Katanga. Let's go down and have a look at the first match. The referee in the middle for this opening contest in the match between Ukraine and France, the first of the bronze medal matches, is Roberta Curlia of Italy. Just behind her, over her right shoulder, you can just see the bearded man there. Olympic champion at under 73 kilos from London, Mansour Isaev, has put on a little bit of weight there, and on his right, the Olympic champion from London 2012 at under 100 kilos, Tagir Haibulaev. He's just coming into shot there. Sergei Soloveychik, Valentin Kabirov, a few of the VIPs and officials there, all waiting for this to get underway. Disappointment, I think, for the Russian crowd in a way, because they had hoped, they had expected to see their team, a top team, to be in the final. Well, they were undone in the semi-final by a very talented, focused and on-song German team in the semi-finals. The Germans overcame them without the need for a 6th contest. It was a terrific performance, really, topped off by their heavyweight woman, Caroline Weiss, who put the shimmy-waza on the Russian heavyweight Zhenya Chibisova. Anyway, that's history now. We come to the first of the bronze medal matches, and there is the Ukraine team lined up in white on the left-hand side of your screen. Here's the French tricolour being brought in by one of the volunteers, and there is the French team in blue. Well, after the exploits of their football team, you know, they would have fancied another medal. Well, they're one match away from a medal at these European Team Championships. No chance for gold, but there is a chance for them to take a bronze medal away.
Women under 57 kilos.
Pavia has looked strong today. She's thrown well, taken a little bit of time over one or two of the contests, but she's been out for a while, so that's not a surprise. But what she hasn't lost is the beauty in her throwing techniques, and it is. I mean, when she puts them away, she really does bury them. So, opening contest in the bronze medal matches, this between Ukraine and France. It's Ukraine in the white judogi, France in blue. It's Maria Skora in the white judogi, Autumn Pavia in blue. Took time out recently to have her first child, so I guess must be dad looking after the youngster then. His turn. Might be his turn to fight soon. But not here, not today. Good turn. Reasonable reactions to the movements from Skora, but during the day that, you know, you've seen, well, we've seen Pavia, I think this is the third time, and it's understandable that she's not as sharp. I suspect it won't take her that long to get back in there, and there was an opportunity as Skora was rushing on. She almost set herself up for her favourite big right-sided Haramaki Komi, where she bailed. A sharper Pavia may have put away the Ukrainian right there and then. Don't want to risk everything and attack in an unbalanced position. No problems with the gripping. And reasonable defense as well. I keep taking into consideration the length of time that she's been off and just how sharp she's looking, and having to get back into condition and shape and back under 57 kilos. Done a good job here, and now it's just sharpening up one or two areas, but she threw beautifully earlier on today, so Maria Skora is going to have to look out. Yeah, both fighters guilty of being just that little bit too cagey and of some negative gripping or avoiding to take a grip. See, that's the kind of thing that she does so well, reacts well to her opponent's movements. As long as she doesn't get caught, as long as Pavia doesn't get caught, I think she's the fighter who is likely to come up with the big finish. Being very patient. Not trying to rush things here. Minute 24. It's a Shido apiece. Almost got legs tied up a little bit. That was more to do with Maria Skora, who managed to get a leg in there to thwart the effort of Pavia, but the threat is there. Difficulty for Skora. She knows what side the threat is going to come from. It's just, as has always been the case with Autumn Pavia, that the opponents know what's coming, they just can't stop it. At some stage, you're going to be a bit late in your defense, or she's just going to be that little bit sharper than you are in your attack. Almost there, right arm again, threatening to come over, and that's where it really works for her. That little bit of ashy was just to unsettle her opponent and then come up with the attack. And for some reason, Maria Skora felt that little foot tap. She knew the arm was going to come over, and she just bailed there and took a second penalty. can just feel that threat. There's a little Uchimata on the way out of the competition arena. A little under half a minute left to go. Similar to one of the earlier contests that Pavia took part in. Just taking her time. I think she went to golden score as well. Again, a little bit of Ashley Wazzer involved in that exchange. First time that Pavia's been threatened, and Maria Skoro managed to get that arm over on Pavia's right side and attack that right side. Yeah, this is going to test the fitness of both fighters here. A golden score. Maria Skoro takes 2 penalties into the golden score period. A single Shido here will put her out. Pavia has only collected the 1. Tense time for both teams. Of course, you want to win the opening contest, just gives you that little bit of breathing space. And having Pavia at the front end, you know, one of their top flight fighters, France should feel confident. Nice effort from Skoro, nice turn. Felt the danger, turned onto her front. Second good attack from the Ukrainian. Just got to make sure that she keeps up with the rate of attacks, Pavia here. Really doesn't want to give a Shido away and then things are level. And that was close. Just the hands letting her down there at the end. Well, they're both going for it, aren't they? That cagey start in that first minute is gone. Maria Skoro has come up with a couple of good strong attacks. Pavia's moved well and from time to time has looked threatening. Just can't get both things working at the same time, hands and feet. I think that suits Pavia anyway, for Skoro to be coming on to her. Makes it easier. If you have to go chasing them, that's difficult. Yeah. Problem for the Ukrainian now. One more cycle with Pavia being the aggressor. And the Ukrainian's going to fall behind on attacks. Got to make sure that she's first to the attack here. She's just looking that little bit off the pace. 2 minutes into golden score. And the problem for Maria Skoro is that knowing that she's got to go chasing, she could attack when she's not really ready or not settled. And that's always dangerous. This, for me, is it. If Pavia's strong in the attack here and first, then unfortunately Maria Skora will pick up a third penalty. Right, searching for that right arm up around the collar is Pavia. As soon as that lands, no problem. See, she's bent over and defensive there. She's got one. Yeah, she gets caught. She's in a bad position. Both hands on one side. It's not where she wants to be. Weak on that side. And Pavia comes up with the win. Too many weapons, too much experience for Maria Skora to be able to deal with, to be honest. Even having been off for quite a while. Just too good a quality player. That was a big ask for Maria Skora to defeat Auton Pavia, and as it turned out, it's Pavia who gives France a 1-0 lead.
Next contest, men under 73 kilos.
Where it's 3 men, 3 women, so we've had the first of the women. Just call it light, middle and heavy. We've got the lightweight men now at under 73 kilos. Hervorth Manoukian of Ukraine is up against Julian Larocca of France. Now, Larocca isn't the number 1, 2, 3 or 4, but I'll tell you what, he's fought really well today. Shown some nice movement. I wouldn't go as far as to say that he was dangerous, but he just gets caught there. Ochigari, it's not the strongest, but, and he doesn't, well, who's going to be happy when they go over? But Ivor Manoukian with an Ochigari brings Julian Larocca down. And it was good enough for an Ippon. So that levels things now. 1-1. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, he gave the Ashiwaza, didn't he, to begin with. So 1-1 as we come in to the third contest. There's the lineup.
The next contest, women under 70 kilos.
Nedem Bayat is the referee in the middle for this one. And it's, whoa, close. Irina Kirashevska of Ukraine faces Melissa Helene of France. Ukraine in white, France in blue. Great effort there from Kirashevska. But it's Helene who bounces back. No, Nedem Bayat fancied that was Ari, but his colleagues didn't agree, so they waved that one off, and the score, it remains scoreless. And Kryashevska picks up a penalty for grabbing the leg there and comes back on the left side with a strong effort. Single Shido against Kryashevska for that leg grab. It's the only thing on the board. Ko Sodagaki has not been successful as yet, but that's the direction that she wants to take things in. She hasn't been countered yet. It's not bad, little hip technique, and then a little leg technique on the way out. That's across the face. The referee will call mate. Yeah, the tactic from Krzyzewska has been to attack very quickly, not to let Helene settle. He gets away from that one. Little Kojigari from Melissa Helene, just unsettling Irina Krzyzewska. No score yet. A little over 2 minutes left to go. Half the contest still to come then. Left-sided effort from Krzyzewska, and another attempt at the shimiwaza, but Krzyzewska able to turn out of that. Putting up a good effort here, Krzyzewska. Not the most experienced fighter on the Ukraine team. Right-sided effort there from Melissa Helene. Got to get off that now. Don't want to hang around there too long. And I think she fancies her own chances of coming up with some kind of uranagi. Maybe not the best on the ground, and she's just fallen into that osaikomi. Really unfortunate, was putting up a good show until that point. Very high up for the Tatishio Gatami, no control of the lower half of the body, just really collapsing on top of Krzyzewska, and Melissa Helene making it 2-1 for France. First team to 4, remember. 3 men, 3 women. And I'll explain the way it works if it's tied at 3-3. I think it's quite exciting. It's brutal, but it's quite exciting. Anyway, we're not there yet, so let's leave that. Melissa Helene takes that one, 2-1 to France.
The next contest, men under 90 kilos.
Right, coming up next, the middleweights under 90 kilo category. Vitaly Shepel of Ukraine faces Ibrahim Keita of France. It'll be Shepel in the white judogi, Keita in blue. France leading 2-1 in the match.
In white judogi representing Ukraine,
Nedim Bayat stays in the middle for this.
France, Ibrahim Keita.
The athlete in the back just moving from side to side, waiting for her turn to come on. Is the heavyweight for Ukraine, Yelisaveta Kalanina. They'll be hoping that it gets that far. Well, it will now, because even if Keita were to win this one, they'd only be at 3. So it's Gordienko and Katanga that are still uncertain. 2 wins for France would put them on 4, and that'd be the end of it. However, we already know that Kalanina is going to have to fight. Tolafua, the French heavyweight, also knows that she's going to have to step up. I think that's going to be a good contest. Right-sided effort from Shepel. Just makes Keita move to his right side to avoid that and defend against that low Ippon Seoinage. Scheppel with both hands tied down by Keita, still managed to come up with what looked like a Sode Tsurekomi-goshi. At least he managed to get an attack in. However, it was the Ukrainian who picked up the penalty. What he picked it up for, I cannot tell you, because as is so often the case, the cameraman moved to look at something else. It's not their fault. They're not entirely up with what's happening. Someone tells, the director tells them to go to the crowd or something, and now we don't know why it was that Scheppel was penalised, but we can guess. Maybe he was the one who was guilty of just the negative gripping. And now it's Keita who picks up a penalty for almost the same thing. Negative gripping. Thought about Makikomi. It was an untidy effort to counter him. He didn't settle himself. But then with Keita flaying his arms everywhere, it was tricky for Scheppel to get hold of his man. No, it's not going anywhere. Yes, unfortunate, but he gave up a penalty needlessly there. False attack. A second penalty picked up by Scheppel with a little over a minute left on the clock. There was a suspicion in an earlier contest that Keita was struggling. Or even a couple of seconds helps you when you want to get your breath back. And they just had a couple there. Inside the last minute, that's not the best position from which Scheppel can attempt a pickup. And Keita's attack, albeit unsuccessful, didn't leave him in any danger of being countered, so got away with that one. Vitaly Dobra has been asked to leave the chair in, what is it, this is the fourth contest. Okay, well, he's had three, so that's not too bad. Or maybe he hasn't been asked to leave the chair. He was coaching while sitting in the non-coach's chair. That's even worse. Being asked to leave the coach's chair is one thing, but when you're in the coach's assistant chair, as the team events have, kind of wasted a card. Anyway, he's up in the stands now. Oh, yes. Well, he's going to score, and he can now just, but yeah, well, not the smartest of moves from Keita. Don't worry about checking what the score was. Just get out of the danger area, and he didn't. He was still looking to see whether it was a score, what score it was, and whilst all that was going on, Scheppel thought, I'll just apply this Osai Waza, shall I? But he really caught him with about 12, 15 seconds to go, was it? Something like that. Beautiful on the right side, low, right-sided Ippon Seoinage, and Keita went flying. Just began to drain a little bit the power.
Winner in white judo gear.
Good contest. And now Vitaly Scheppel puts the scores at 2-2. Here it is. Oh, Marotis Sernagi. Yeah, just enough for the Wazari. Didn't quite put him flat on his back. But he was just far too loose in the aftermath of that technique and ended up getting held. At this point, get away. Don't look to sit up, just get away. And he was still thinking about what score it may have been. 2-2. Right, coming onto the mat now, the heavyweight women in the plus 70 kilo category. Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine faces Julia Tolafua of France. It's Kalanina in the white judogi, Tolafua in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. He didn't have to come that far. Comes from Vladimir in Russia, I think. So I said during the break to a friend of mine from Ukraine, I thought that this was a better matchup than having Tarasova, the other heavyweight. I thought this would be better for the Ukraine as far as chances were concerned. We shall see. Yeah, Tolafua is young and inexperienced. Kalanina has got that little bit more experience. We shall see. Needs to be a lot more determined when that arm goes over for the Maki-Kom. You see, she hasn't pulled her in that direction. And if you're going to miss out in one direction, you have to be able to react really quickly to take advantage of the position. And that was an opportunity to go to ground and work something, but it went missing. That's been the problem with Kalanina for some time. She hasn't made the kind of progress that the Ukraine would have hoped for. Bit by bit she gets a little bit better and a little bit better, but they had hoped for more by now. 2.5 minutes left to go. Some encouragement from Melissa Helene for her teammate Julia Tolafua. Once she's got a grip, she shouldn't hang around Kalanina. Take the grip and then execute. No need to wait for it. Change of direction if Tolafua is defending strongly, and you need to be able to react quickly. Once you feel that block, you need to change direction. That hasn't happened yet for Kalanina. She hasn't been able to put together a good combination. Takes her too long to react to Tolafua's defense. Go now. She's just got to make sure that she doesn't fall behind on attacks here. Doesn't take long for the referee to spot a break. Yeah, and there it is. Yeah, it doesn't take long for the referee to spot a break in the tempo. And once that happens, the referee will dish out a penalty, and Kalanina picked up the penalty there. You have to use the grips once you get them. Footwork was missing there. Not one thing or another, not back, not forward. Got to make up her mind about which direction she's going to take her opponent in. Kalanina could make Gordienko's job a lot easier if she takes this contest in exactly the same way that Tolofua could open things up for Katanga. It's Gordienko and Katanga to follow this. Men heavyweight. Half a minute left to go. Really need to throw in a big effort here. Determined. Turn. Oh, couldn't follow it up with the takedown. That was done it. There's still a chance there if she can come on top. Just a single turn now. She's gone too far away. That was as close as Kalanina has come to putting Tolofua in danger. Not with a throw, but just in that near-waza exchange. Who's got some energy left? Because this is going into golden score now.
Golden score.
You often hear commentators say, who wants it more? Oh, just fell back. Not strong enough. Gave up the arm, gave the opening to Tolofua, and she just fell on it. Left herself open, unfortunately, for Kalanina. No defense against that. Put the right arm over, you have to attack immediately. The right arm going over was the signal for Tolofua to come forward, and the opening was a bit of a gift, I'm afraid.
Representing France, Julia Tolofua.
So, Julia Tolofua, there's the arm over the top. Got no defense against that now. And Tolofua gives France a 3-2 lead. Simple equation then. Gordienko, Alexander Gordienko, who steps up for the Ukraine now, has to win this. That will level things. A win for Katanga will see France take the bronze medal. A win for Gordienko will see the Ukraine take the match into an extra contest, instant golden score situation. I'll explain the instant contest, immediate golden score process in a moment. Beautiful. No need to worry about that any longer. He's answered that question. Gordienko's just hanging in there because he wants to make sure. So he's held him long enough to make sure. So, 3-3. At this point, the scores are level. We don't go back and count who got a Wazari and who got an Ippon. It's just done on the wins. 3 wins for Gordienko, 3 wins for France. So what will happen now is the 2 coaches will come round to the control table. They will have an automated draw to choose a weight category. And once they've had that automated draw, it will indicate the weight category that will fight again, and then those 2 fighters will come back out. So we're going to see a repeat of a contest that has already gone. There you go. We're now going to draw to see which 2 fighters will come back out again. However, this time when they come out, it will be instant golden score. So, First thing to do is to choose a category.
Invite at the referees table the head coaches of the team of Ukraine and team of France.
В связи с тем, что счет встречи равный 3-3. Жребий определит.
Right, so the fighters are waiting. Some of them have been out there and won, some of them have been out there and lost. I suppose if you have lost, you want it to go to one of the winners. I suppose if you won, you fancy your chances again. Well, the winners were Pavia Helene and Tolafua. So all three women won, all three men lost. So I suppose you continue to work it like that. The Ukraine would like to have one of their men go out there. Gordienko has got to be your go-to guy. Sheppel up next, although Cater, got caught. He was slightly unlucky. No, it was La Rocca that got caught, unluckily. There's Tatiano, our translator. He's got terrific English skills, Shane. Look, all embarrassed now. Who is it that's going to get drawn out? Which weight category is going to have to do it all again? They're deciding right now. Should come up on the big screen. Whether you'll see that at home, I'm not sure. But they just get asked to press a button and it rolls around a few times and then it just stops randomly on one of 6 possibilities. 57, 73, 70, 90, plus 70 or plus 90. Somebody is going to have to go again. The only thing I'd say is that they need to speed up that process. Shouldn't take this long. Really nerve-wracking for the fighters. What I can tell you is that once they have chosen the number, then we do get underway pretty quickly. I'm going to just step forward from my commentary position to see if I can lean over and see what's going on. It's plus 70. Plus 70. Kalanina and Tolafua are going to have to go for it again. Well, for me, that is a fairly balanced contest. But it's an instant golden score, so there shouldn't be any hanging around here. Roberto Churlia is the referee in the middle for this one. Instant golden score. The first one to come up with any kind of score wins it. And what did we see from Kalanina and Tolafua in the first contest? Took a while to get going, and then there was just one effort from Kalanina where she got caught. She put the big right arm over the top, and the French fighter took advantage of that. Tolafua took advantage of that to throw a Frippon. Which way is it going to go this time? Winner takes all. There's a bronze medal at the European Team Championships at stake. She's gone over on that side again. That should be Shido there. She was just sitting there doing nothing. But this time it was Tolafua who brought the hand over. Kalanina has escaped there. The French fighter did, on the second occasion, bring Kalanina's arm over, so that was the right penalty. Weak position last time from Kalanina led to her being thrown. How's she going to deal with it this time? Where were her strengths the last time these two went head-to-head a few minutes ago? Well, a little bit of inexperience from Tolofua. She's already gone out once by picking up passivity penalties. She's got 2 penalties here already. Kalanina just needs to put in some big attacks, keep busy, make her opponent look passive if that's the way that she wants to go, or do the right thing and come up with a score. Got to keep attacking here. Tolofua is not doing anything. So you've got to keep attacking. Head up. Put the pressure on. Foot taps are not attacks. She could really take this here, Kalanina. Oh dear. He's already called Mate. That's it. That's it. It's a poor effort. Really, it's the second time in the day that she's gifted a contest to her opponent. French coaching staff must have said to her, you know, yeah, you can't put your arms out and wonder why it's happened. You must know that you haven't been attacking. Foot taps are not enough. It's not the best way of ending a medal contest. You allow your opponents to celebrate having gifted them the contest. Really sorry if that sounds harsh, but 3 penalties. 2 of them were for passivity. Back-to-back penalties for passivity. It's an unhappy end for the French team, who were #1 seeds here this morning. Pavia Helene, Tolofua won the first time round, but it wasn't to be in the instant win golden score extra contest. So, of the 3 medal contests, medal matches that we've got to bring you, the first one goes the way of Ukraine. France end up with a 5th place. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that one, and we'll be back with the second bronze medal match.
Dear Judo friends, you can see the highlights of this contest on the screen. Ukraine against France on the screen, the highlights.
Ваше внимание на экраны. Посмотрите еще самые яркие моменты этой встречи.
Yeah, extra contest, instant golden score. I'm trying to find a way of getting a, not catchy, but easily understandable reference for that situation where at 3-3 we have extra contest, instant golden score. That's what I think I'm going to refer to it as from now on. Extra contest, instant golden score. Right, we've got the second of the bronze medal matches coming up shortly. It'll be hosts Russia to face Azerbaijan. Let's have a look at the lineup then of the two teams. First of all, Azerbaijan. Injinkolu Munksedzev is at 57 kilos. Telman Valiev at 73. Gunel Hassan Ali at 70. Turel Safguliev at 90. Plus 70 is Irina Kinzerska, and plus 90 is Ushangi Kokauri. For Russia, Daria Mezhetskaya, Musa Magushkov, Elena Prokopenko, Hussein Kalmuzayev, Alexandra Babintseva, and Anton Krybovokov. So a couple of three changes there for the Russian team from their semi-final. Daria Mezhetskaya replaces Anastasia Turchin. Musa Magushkov replaces Denis Iyartsev, and Alexandra Babintseva replaces Zhenya Chibisova. Ritsu Reikam. Okay, I haven't seen that one before. Definitely one of the coaches. There's such a big chair that so many people must know him. There's no chance of him raying, is there? He's knocked out completely. Oh dear, look. Go back to sleep now. It's all too much for him, wasn't it, youngster? He'd probably been in the opening ceremony earlier on and was absolutely dead tired. You'll sleep well tonight. Okay, we've done the introduction of the teams, but there's the lineup. Munksedzev must have come across from Mongolia to represent Azerbaijan. Munksedzev, Valiev, Hassanli, Safguliev, Kinzerska and Kokauri. Two coaches coming in now. Well, there'll be a huge cheer for the Russian team when they come into the arena, despite the fact that they won't be competing for the gold medal. Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland is the referee in the middle for this one, And the lineup for Russia is, as I said before, Mezhetskaya, Magushkov, Prokopenko, Karl Musayev, Hussein Karl Musayev, that is, Babin-Seva and Krivobokov.
Dear friends, first contest, women under 57 kilos.
So lightweight women get things underway. Ichin Korlu Munktsedev goes up against Daria Mezhetskaya, the dangerous Mezhetskaya. What a lovely uranagi. You don't want to be on the end of that. Very powerful thrower. Nice turn. Yeah, straight away. Little inside out or reverse Saranagi for Wazari. Munktsedev not really interested in getting involved in the near-waza. Quite a bit taller than Mezhetskaya. Hasn't worked to her advantage yet. Mezhetskaya going over on the left side there, but Munktsedev defending that well. Sounds as though our cameraman has got his phone right next to the microphone. It's definitely one of the mat side cameramen because it's picking it up so loud. Oh well. Wazari the lead for Mezhetskaya. 2:20 odd left to go. Things have slowed down considerably from both fighters after that score. All defense from Munktsedev. Really not making the most of this, Munktsedev. Got to step up the attacks here. Yep, she does. Whoa, that was a little bit generous, I thought. But she's on the board now, Munktsedev. Let's have a look at this landing. Yep. That was the call. Down the side of the body. So the score went on, and after review it stands. So opening contest in the second bronze medal match. Maybe Munktsedev picked up a little bit of a knock to the lip, mouth. Some of the home fans As I said earlier, they would have wished to see their team in the final, of course, but that hasn't happened. That prospect being out the way now, they have to settle down and hope that something will come from this bronze medal match. Mezhetskaya scored first. Munksedev came back strongly. There are two members of the refereeing commission on the right there. Alexander Yatskevich, former competitor, and the gentleman who stood up and left the shot, Frankie de Moor. Into the last minute, scores level in this opening contest. Rosario Peace. Just that single Shido against Mezhetskaya. Yeah, well, does she take advantage? Is she in control when Munksedev is flat on her back? I don't think there's any doubt about Munksedev being flat on her back. Yep, and they both judges agree with that. And it's Mezhetskaya who gets things going for Russia. And they lead 1-0. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, she misses. And it's Teiwaza, really, that puts Munksedev in that position. 1-0 to Russia.
The next contest, men under 73 kilos.
Right, the lightweight men now under 73 kilos. Telman Valiev of Azerbaijan faces Musa Magushkov of Russia. In the white, Judogi Valiev, and Magushkov in blue. Magushkov, one of 3 changes that the coaching staff, the Russian coaching staff, made after the semi-final. In came Mezhetskaya, Magushkov and Babintseva, and out went Konkina, Iyatsev and Chibisova. Well, it seems as though Valiev has picked up a knock or an injury and he's got to get some treatment. I'm not sure what it is that's ailing him or how long it will be before he's back on the mat. But this being the first time that we've rolled out a senior mixed team event, there was always going to be a few things that needed to be ironed out and tested and then determined as to whether or not it was successful. But for me, the measure of success is whether it holds the attention of the crowd, whether it's something that they enjoy, it gives them entertainment, there's some suspense, there's tension, action and quality judo. I mean, we've seen all of that today, to be honest, so I don't think that in any way, shape or form that this could be classed as just, you know, okay. It's been a very, very good event, and we've still got a good bit of this bronze medal match to come, and we've got all of the final. Valiev looking as though he's really been in the wars here. Bandaging on his nose, or tape on his nose and bandaging around his head. That looks like Koji Gari to me. That was a really neat little piece of work. They're very, very low down. Not sure how much Gari there was, but there was definitely Koji in there. Gushkov tends to block his opponents over that foot. And there it is again, but for me this time it really is Gari, Koji Gari, Gushkov. They're not the biggest of throws, but they're both, you know, scoring techniques that end up seeing Gushkov come away with the win. You never want to see anything get ugly, but at 2-0, you just get that feeling that Azerbaijan may be on the receiving end of a bit of a beating here, because Prokopenko has already defeated Laura Vargas-Koch of Germany. That was a great win for the Russian. The Russians went on to lose the match, but
dear friends, the highlights
Prokopenko won the contest, and now she's up next against Gunel Hassanli. So when we come back, it'll be Hassanli in the white judogi, Prokopenko in blue. 2-0 Russia.
Now is 2-0 for Russia.
Сейчас счет встречи 2-0. Лидирует команда России.
Dostini Balash is the referee in the middle from this one, the Hungarian referee.
And now the next category, women under 70 kilos.
Народные женщины весовой категории до 70 килограммов. В синем кимоно Азербайджан Гюнель Хасанли. В синем кимоно Алена Прокопенко, Россия.
Well, she was nowhere near troubling Prokopenko there. Prokopenko looked as though she was waiting, loaded up, ready to bury her, and came in for that effort, and the Russian just dumped her. Couldn't finish off with the landing, but she's Wazari up within the first 15-20 seconds. Yep, that'll do now. Second effort from Hassanli that wasn't as strong and threatening for Prokopenko. She could block it, come up with the counter, and she managed to put away Hassanli powerfully and under control to give Russia a 3-0 lead. Could have dropped her hips a little bit more, I suppose, and lifted, but more like a drag back and then one hand slam. So coming up next, Tural Safguliev is the middleweight. He's up against Hussein Karl Musayev. It's Safguliev in the white judogi, Karl Musayev in blue. Well, Safguliev is one of their better fighters, but I suspect that there's a good case for saying that Hussein Kalmuzayev at 90 kilos is the best that Russia have got in there as well. And he's onto the board immediately in the first 10 seconds with Uchimata. He's not going to hang around. Safguliev with a bit of work to do now to pull this one back. They're 3-0 down, and they trail in this contest by Wazari. Must win situation for Azerbaijan. Lose this and the medal goes to Russia. Uchimata again just falling away was Kalmuzayev. Two minutes to go. There hasn't been anywhere near enough positivity from Safguliev, I'm afraid. Went over in the first 10 or 15 seconds, and since then he's just coasted. Picks up a penalty for avoiding to take a grip or negative gripping. And we're halfway through the contest now. Minute and a half left to go. Odd seconds left to go. Safguliev has to come up with something. It's not just this contest that is at stake here, the whole match. And unless he takes this contest, it's curtains for his team. So real pressure here as the seconds tick away. Well, toward the end of the contest, Hussein Kalmuzayev picked up a penalty, but it really didn't have any influence or change to the contest, which ended up with the Russian winning out with a single Wazari, making it 4-0 in the match. An unassailable lead and a match-ending contest. That is it as far as the match is concerned. We'll have both teams come back on. It's a somewhat, subdued audience, because despite the fact that Russia have won, they had hoped that they would be celebrating a gold medal. Well, wasn't to be. They lost out to Germany in the semi-final, but they bounced back and have come out to take a bronze medal against Azerbaijan. Right, we'll have some highlights up next. Stay with us. After those highlights, we will be back with the gold medal match. Netherlands up against Germany.
Dear friends, you can see the highlights between the teams of Russia and Azerbaijan on the screen.
Дорогие зрители, посмотрите, перед нами вы можете видеть самые яркие, самые запоминающиеся моменты этой встречи.
Once again, dear friends, welcome. Привет еще раз, Екатеринбург. Now, time for dance camp.
Дамы и господа, обратите внимание на экран.
Georgi Chanashvili, our stadium announcer, getting into it. I'm so glad that I'm never asked to do any of those things. You know, flex cam and bongo cam and kiss cam. It's great for the crowd. I think they enjoy that, you know, a bit of fun and everything. Hey, see, even the guys can get into it. Look, whoa! Come on, Granny. Pup, come on. Nah, I think it was after his time, wasn't it? I think we finished the Macarena. Right, when we get the camera back to the start point of the lineup, it looks as though we're ready to get underway with the action. I hope everybody gets the feel at home. If you're watching at home, you might be watching at work, I don't know, wherever you're watching. I hope you get the feel that there is a really, really good atmosphere in here. It just went a little bit flat when the Germans defeated the Russians. That's understandable. The hosts want to walk away with the gold medal. It wasn't to be. One of these two teams is going to walk away with the gold medal. It will either be the Dutch team or the Germans. Let's have a look at the lineup then. For the Netherlands, Davy Carterhouse, Kenneth Henneveld, Hilda Jaeger, Bas van Empelen, Natasha Ausmer and Jur Spijkers. For Germany, it'll be Theresa Stoll, Igor Wandker, Sandra Diederich, Marc Odenthal, Anna-Maria Wagner and Sven Heinler. There are 6 versus 6 and the referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsabidze of Georgia.
Let's go, Ekaterinburg. Come up your hands. 1, 2, let's go.
There we go then.
Okay,
if the EJU had any concerns about whether this would be a success or not, it already has been. This has been a very, very good event. But hey, I'm a big fan of team events. There's always something going on. There's always an upset. And there are always performances that you didn't expect. Look how strong Theresa Stoll is in that attack. Davy Carter doing everything to keep her out. Both fighters very strong in the upper body. A little bit tight looking. Stoll on paper, the favorite, I think. Such a strong team, the German team. They are going to be very hard to beat. The strong teams coming into the competition were Russia, Germany, Turkey, possibly France. They had sent pretty strong teams, and then the Dutch. So it's not really surprising that you've got Netherlands and Germany in the later stages of the competition. But as far as the final is concerned, you'd have put Russia in there, irrespective of the draw. The draw just happened to put them in the same half as Germany, and it wasn't until the semi-final that Russia actually met Germany. That's where they went tumbling. Terrific performance from the Germans in that semi-final to down the Russian team. Right-sided effort from Theresa Stoll, and she brings Davy Carthouse down onto her side. A little over a minute left on the clock, and it's Theresa Stoll trying to work something on the ground now, having scored with that right-sided Harai Goshi. Yeah, I think Carthouse has defended that well. Nutsubidze calls mate. They're back up on their feet, and there's 56 seconds left to go. Just get the feeling that Stoll has proved too strong in the upper body for Carthouse to generate any real offense. You know, looks laboured, doesn't it? Rosario Awazetti upon, and when she does make an effort, she gets turned over. Yeah, Laura Vargas Koch on the left-hand side of your screen, and Theresa's sister, Emily Stoll, on the right. That's just the start that the Germans would have wanted. 1-0. Germany lead in the final of these Russian Copper Company mixed team European Judo Championships. It'll be the turn of others to follow the EJU lead, but they needn't fear anything about this format. I think it works, and it works well. And I'm not entirely against the idea of when it's 3-3, you just pick another category and send them back out there. Luck of the draw. And I also like the idea that when they do go back out there, it's sudden death.
In white judogi, representing the Netherlands, Kenneth Henveld. And in blue judogi, representing Germany, Igor Vatke.
Extra contest, instant golden score. We haven't reached that yet. It's Kenneth Henneveld of the Netherlands to face Igor Vatke. Igor Vatke coming in for Anthony Zing. What a thing to have disposed of Denis Yartsev in the semi-final, and then you get replaced in the final. But the Germans have done their homework. They're absolutely meticulous when it comes to team events, and they'll have worked out what they feel is their best team, having seen the options for the Dutch team. First minute gone, no score. Nice little left-sided effort there from Henneveld. Sumigashi effort from Igor Vatke, and he's just trying to free that leg now. Osaikomi is on. Not the strongest, but enough to claim the win. Igor Vatke does the job. They brought him in, as I say, in place of Anthony Zing, and worked out for them. Henneveld not able to pick up a win for the Dutch team. 2-0 now it is. The Germans over the Dutch. 7 o'clock here in Ekaterinburg. It stays light here up till about 10:30, 11:15. So when this is over, after we've had the awarding ceremonies and the fans leave the venue and they make their way home, they'll be making their way home in lovely temperatures up to about 24, 25 degrees as the sun sets here in Ekaterinburg, leaving really lovely scene over the river, rust-coloured orange and blue skies. Really nice city. So much nicer to be here in the winter at plus 28 or 29 degrees rather than minus 25. But that's just my particular choice. 2-0. Germany lead over the Dutch. Artur Fando of Belarus steps in now to referee contest number 3 in this gold medal match between the Netherlands in the white judogi and the Germans in blue. It is Hilde Jaeger in the white judogi up against Sandra Diedrich. Well, she just managed to slip off that. Hilde Jaeger. Diedrich coming in for Laura Vargas Koch. Diedrich would like to be a little bit more upright. Too far away with that Maki Komi. Uchimata from Diedrich, but Jaeger manages to ride that comfortably, just pushing down with the hips and blocking that. Again, another Uchimata effort from Diedrich, but easily defended by Jaeger. Artur Fando saw an infringement that had to do with grabbing the leg there, and Diedrich picked up a second penalty. Well, there's 2 minutes 20 odd left to go. Diedrich with 2 penalties. That really doesn't look good. She's going to have to be extra careful here, and surely her aim will be to finish this off now, because the likelihood of her being able to stay penalty free is pretty slim, and she does just that. She steps things up now, pressures on, and comes up with a score. Wazari on the board for Diedrich. Yeah, Hilde Jaeger landed heavily, bit of a jar to the left shoulder. And it's down to, or it's up to Jaeger now to come up with the attacks. Diedrich has got to stay upright. She can't afford to be bent over and defensive, because she'll pick up a penalty. Not entirely unhappy with being on the ground either, because she can burn up some time on the clock, but Hilde Jaeger's not interested in getting involved down there. Rosario the lead, minute 20 odd left to go. Yeah, stayed too long with both hands on one side. Did Hilda Jaeger, but it could be that Diedrich is going to lose this based on her overly defensive posture. Could be. Oh dear. She came up with a score. Yeah, that's it. Couldn't afford that kind of error, you see. Well, with 2 minutes 20 odd left on the scoreboard and 2 penalties, you just had the feeling that it wasn't going to go well. Hilda Jaeger pulls one back for the Dutch, and it is now 2-1 to Germany.
The score now is 2-1 for Germany.
Right, coming up next, Bas van Empelen of the Netherlands will face Mark Ordenthal of Germany. It'll be Van Empelen in the white judogi, Ordenthal in blue.
Men under 90 kilos. In white judogi for the Netherlands, Bas van Empelen. In blue judogi for Germany, Mark Ordenthal.
Ordenthal looked in good form earlier on, mind you. Van Empelen has also been quite impressive. I had a chat with some of the Dutch team earlier on. Ooh. Almost got Van Empelen involved on the ground there. Nice work from Ordenthal. Tomoenagi just catches Van Empelen along the side there. And Ordenthal leads now by Wazari after that. Yoko Tomoenagi. Big hip technique here. Ordenthal gets caught. Well. Well, bizarre action there. Looked to me as though Van Empelen had thrown Ordenthal. Well, he's thrown him now. That's the one that they did give. Half the contest gone. 2-1, Germany lead in the match, and it's a Wazari apiece in this contest. spinning Uchimata from Odenthal, and he goes back to the Yoko Tomonagi. Wasn't nearly as sharp as the first effort that caught Bas van Empelen early on. Minute to go. Can Van Empelen come back from having been Wazari down? He's tied things up now. Can he come back to take it? Odenthal is an extremely good competitor, and it will be difficult to get past him. But he's taken him into the last minute here, so he's got a chance. Yeah, he's going to get turned there. It's always an unattractive counter, that one. But the attack failed. Odenthal took it over, and he put Bas van Empelen on his back.
Winner in blue.
3-1 now.
Germany, Odenthal.
Odenthal makes it for Germany.
Dear friends, the highlights on the screen.
Самое интересное из этой встречи на экранах.
Right, coming up next, the heavyweight
The score now is
women
3-1 for Germany.
plus 70 kilo category. Ilona Lucassen will face Anna Maria Wagner. It will be Lucassen in the white for the Netherlands and Wagner in blue for Germany.
Now, please welcome the athletes over.
Well, that's also been changed then. Right, it is going to be Natasha Ausma instead. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just had a late change there. Yeah, it'll be Anna Maria Wagner trying to impress herself upon Natasha Ausma, or assert herself. She's physically stronger. Second penalty so quickly as well after the first. 3:20 odd and 2 penalties on the board. Just committed 2 errors. Got to go now. Well, she is attacking. She would have had to have attacked immediately, or she'd have picked up a 3rd penalty. So got to come off the edge. It's the right pick for the Dutch, given who they've got on their team. It should be Ausma to face Wagner. It's just a little bit too difficult, I think. That is one of the strongest and fastest improving fighters in the weight category, Anna Maria Wagner. Physically a difficult opponent, tall and leggy, strong, aggressive. That's a lot to deal with. .220 left to go. Anna Maria Wagner just blocking every movement that Natasha Ausma makes. Extremely difficult for the Dutch fighter to get anything going, any kind of real threatening movement. Yeah, that was a reasonable effort from Natasha Ausma. It's taken her this length of time to get there, though. Wagner obviously not as powerful at this stage of the contest as she was in the beginning, so there should be more opportunities opening up now for Natasha Ausma as her opponent finds it just that little bit more difficult to keep the arms strong and block her out. Whoa. Well, as I said, at the back end of the contest, it's who's got the most strength, and Natasha Ausma hung in there, And as Anna Maria Wagner appeared to tire, it was Natasha Ausma who was able to come up with a winning technique from that single slip by Anna Maria Wagner. Right, so that brings the score to 3-2.
Dear friends, the highlights on the screen.
Germany lead 3-2, but there is another contest to come. It is Sjoerd Spijkers of the Netherlands to face Sven Heinle of Germany. And as I said earlier, simple equation. Heinle wins, Germany take the gold medal. Spijkers wins, it'll be 3-3, and we will then have the extra contest instant golden score. I'll tell you more about that if we get that far. Spijkers in the white judo gi, Heinle in blue. Spijkers has had a couple of good wins today. Messi Katanga he beat, and also Daniel Natia. He could really end up with having a good day if he was able to overcome Sven Heinle. That's another good quality heavyweight. Heinle could end everything here by taking this contest. Must-win situation for Judo Spikers. Makikomi from Heinle, but it's easily blocked by Spikers. Heinle was looking to go left, or at least feint in that direction, and then try to drag Spikers around to the right, but didn't quite work out as he planned. Almost able to bring Heinle down there, Spikers. Two minutes to go. We've had half of this contest in the heavyweight men, the plus 90 kilo category in this team event. No score as yet, and we're penalty free as well, as Heinle almost brings his man down. Well, they do put a score on the board for Sven Heinle. So Heinle leads with 1:20 odd left to go. If it stays like this, the Germans will take the gold medal. Spikers has now got to come up with something. Well, there's certainly no loss of tension and excitement from the teams involved. Nothing has changed. Team event, you're always going to get that excitement. Doesn't matter if it's a men's team event, a women's team event, or in this case, a mixed team. 40 odd seconds left to go. It will be heartbreak for Germany if Spikers were to score now. They can see it coming their way, the gold medal. 30 odd seconds left to go now. Sven Heinle walks back to his spot. Spikers is at his, and they're back underway with half a minute left to go. A single score of Wazari to Sven Heinle. He just squeezed that out. He's bent over double now. He collapses to his knees. He'll pick up a penalty for that, but it won't matter. There's not enough time for him to pick up three. A penalty for a false attack here. He feels the pressure now as Spikers comes forward, searching for the tying score. He's bent over double again. He wanders off the contest area if he just pushes that little bit further. Whoa, but for me it was a wandering off the contest area first. Doesn't come into it. Last few seconds. This is it then. Poor effort from Heinle, but it's not going to matter now with 5 seconds left to go. Last roll of the dice for Spikers. Well, with 1 second left to go, Sven Heinle will pick up a penalty this time for stepping out the area, but there is no time left. Soon as the hajime comes, that is it. Germany take the gold medal. 4-2. The Germans are the Russian Copper Company mixed team European Judo champions for 2018. Not sure what the talk about here is, because there was 1 second left on the clock when Vincent Drew called hajime. There was insufficient time for him to get from his start position to the safety area, so that second would have gone. Anna-Maria Wagner there, Mark Ordenthal. Igor Vantka had a good win against Kenneth Henneveld. Not sure what it is that they are trying to decide here. I mean, that can be the only thing. Are they going to penalise Sven Heinle a third time? No, that's it.
Winner in blue, representing Germany, Sven Heinle.
It is Germany who win out. Well, they'll all come and give him congratulations, but it was a slightly unattractive end. But hey, takes all sorts of ways to win.
Dear spectators, with the final score 4-2, the winners, gold medalists, and 2018 mixed teams European champions. In blue, team of Germany.
Germany are the winners of the gold medal here. Right, we'll stay with us for the medal presentations, and just very quickly, remember that there'll be more judo next week from Zagreb in Croatia when it's back to the Judo World Tour, the Grand Prix from Zagreb. That begins on Friday of next week. We look forward to your company then, but we'll be back with the medal presentations after these highlights.
Dear friends, you can see the highlights of this final on the screen.
Самые интересные моменты этого драматичного поединка на наших больших экранах.
Dear judo friends, thank you very much that you are here with us and waiting for awarding ceremony. So once again, please stay with us till the end. Ekaterinburg, thank you very much.
Дорогие друзья, дорогие зрители, спасибо, что вы с нами. Мы хотим видеть вас на церемонии награждения и на автограф-сессии, которая состоится после нее.
So once again, dear friends, very soon we start the awarding ceremony. Thank you very much, dear friends, dear Judo family, dear Judo fans. Thank you very much, Ekaterinburg. We're waiting for the awarding ceremony.
Буквально через несколько минут начнется церемония награждения. Мы благодарим всех, кто участвовал в наших соревнованиях.
Well, all the photographers are lined up. The flags are in place, and I can see the VIPs making their way down to the podium where the medals are going to be presented. So it really shouldn't be that long before we get underway. 21 teams started off the day, and whilst we're waiting for everybody to get lined up, we can go through, I suppose, why not, the way things unfolded in today's competition. Why not?
А я напоминаю, дорогие друзья, что сразу после окончания торжественной церемонии награждения в холле первого этажа состоится автограф и фотосессия.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what happened. It was Belarus to defeat Great Britain in round 1. Serbia lost to Italy. Azerbaijan defeated Poland. Ukraine overcame Hungary. And then it was Greece over Slovenia. Those were the first round matches. In the second round, it was France over Belarus, Austria over Spain, Romania over Italy, the Netherlands defeated Azerbaijan, Russia over Ukraine, the Czech Republic defeated Portugal, Germany overcame Slovenia, and it was Turkey who defeated Israel. Right, then we came to the quarterfinals. It was France over Austria. Romania lost out to the Netherlands. Russia defeated the Czech Republic. And it was Germany who overcame Turkey. That's when the real business end of the day started, because when we got to the semi-finals, France then had quite a ding-dong battle with the Netherlands. The Netherlands came out on top, but it was really the Germany-Russia match that was the pick of the day. Terrific performance from the Germans to outclass Russia. The bronze medal matches then were Russia and Azerbaijan, and the Russians easily overcame Azerbaijan. It was France and Ukraine. And France lost out to Ukraine in one of those, what are we referring to them as? The extra contest instant golden score. Extra contest instant golden score. Messi Gatanga lost to Alexander Gordienko to tie things up. It was 3-3, and then Yelisaveta Kalanina had to come out to fight Julia Tolofua of France for a second time. She'd lost to her first time round, but managed to come out with a win. And then in the final, Germany overcame the Netherlands 4-2. Right, here come the medalists then.
So please welcome the teams on the podium.
And that's the team of the Ukraine coming out, first of the bronze medal winners. They're going to be standing alongside Russia, who also ended up with a bronze medal. Going to be a bit of a squeeze in there with the teams and the coaches, and they just have to squeeze up a little bit, maybe double up in some places.
Please welcome the bronze medalists, team of Ukraine and team of Russia.
Приветствуем бронзовых призеров, команду Украины и команду России.
The medals and the trophies will be presented by President of Sverdlovsk Regional Judo Federation, Mr. Sergei Vorobyov, and President of Russian Olympic Committee, 4-time Olympic champion and 10 times world champion in saber fencing, Mr. Stanislav Postnikov.
So the team from the Ukraine and Russia receiving their medals at the same time. That helps things along as far as the time is concerned. Should all be done by 7:45, I'd imagine. It's 7:20 now. So it won't take that long. Well, 7:25 to, beg your pardon. It has been an enjoyable competition, whatever worries or concerns people may have had about the format, that a mixed team competition would throw up. Those concerns have not materialized, been dealt with fairly easily. Daria Mezhetskaya is the last to receive her medal, being at the lightest in the weight category. So the two, Sirazuddin Magomedov getting his medal as well. So those were the bronze medals. We'll have the presentation of the silver medal now. And this goes to the team from the Netherlands.
Dear friends, now please welcome the silver medalists, team of the Netherlands.
Приветствуем серебряного призера, команду Нидерландов.
The medals and
they've
the
done
trophy will be
really
presented by
well.
President of European Judo Union, Mr. Sergei Soloveychik.
Drew Spikers, I think, had a particularly good day. Gave us some excitement earlier on. Enjoyed watching him. Davy Carthouse fought well, as did Natasha Ausma.
Gold medalists and mixed team judo European champions, team of Germany.
They were all asked, you know, for just that little bit extra, you know, to give, and they managed to come up
The medals and the trophy
with
to the European champions
good performances.
presented by Governor of Sverdlovsk region, Mr. Evgeny Kuybyshev.
Kenneth Henneveld was in there, Hilda Jaeger, Paz van Empelen and Ilona Lukas. And she had a hard day because there were some, you know, toughies in there. And the medals for the gold medal winning team of Germany are being presented. Anna Maria Wagner receives her medal. Caroline Weiss already had hers. Mark Ordenthal, he fought well as well today. Laura Vargaskov emerges from behind the group for her gold medal. Sandra Diedrich should step forward next, I guess. Yeah, here she comes. Anthony Zing had his medal. Igor Van Canal makes his way to the front. And then Teresa Stoll and her sister Amelie Stoll, who we saw up in the stands cheering, but not a great deal of her on the tatami. Well, that's all the judo that we've got for you. There's the presentation of the trophy to come after Richard Troutman receives that. And the trophy is going to go to... I always like to see who in the team they hand it to. Who's got hold of that then? Mark Ordenthal. There you go. Thanks very much for your company. We look forward to you when we've got more judo. That'll be in Zagreb at the Grand Prix in Croatia next week. But now it's the national anthem of Germany. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast from Ekaterinburg. Thanks very much to Mario Kovavat and Lance Wicks for all their help in bringing you the broadcast. But from everyone here in still sunny Ekaterinburg, it's bye-bye for now.
Team of Ukraine and Russia, silver medalists, team of the Netherlands, and gold medalists and European champions, team of Germany.
I am Lukas Krpalek and I will fight in Ippon gear.